All right, as a recording this, I did pre-record it, but I'm just gonna go through it with you guys and show you guys the process. It'll be a lot easier for me to actually do it with you versus trying to talk over a video. All right, so here, this particular object that I have is made up of three different objects, I guess you could say. But it all makes one object. Uh, if I go through these, each of my objects, it already has a PNG texture to it. As you can see here, yours might not. If it doesn't, you can get an image texture, and it'll work the same. I'll show you how to convert it to a DDS as well. But if yours does currently have an image or image texture, and it's not a DDS, I'm going to show you how to convert that. If it's already a DDS, you can just skip to the to later in the video. But for now, we're just going to go through each object here with our different textures, and we are going to convert them. So what I'm going to do is go to the top left corner, slide over. It's going to open a second window here. Go to your drop down UV editor. This is going to open like this. All right, so now we are going to this object here selected. So we're going to hit tab, go into edit mode. We're going to hit A to select all. It's already unwrapped. Yours probably will be. If not, you can unwrap it. But as you see, the texture is here, the PNG. Now it shows up here. So now all you're going to want to do, image, save as. Let's see, let's do it here. I think I already have one called tutorial, but I'll just make a tutorial too. We're going to save that image. That's the gist of it. You just do it for each part of your model here if it has different ones. I'm just going to go one right now, just so you guys can get the gist. Let's see, let me get my recordings out of here because that was me struggling to do recording. Okay, so here are these are my base PNGs right now. Tutorial 2, this is the one we just extracted. As you can see here, it is a PNG. So what I'm going to do is right click and open with. If you don't already, I would highly advise you to get paint.net. Just a quick and easy, straightforward software to convert images, edit images. So that's what I'm going to be using. We're going to open it with paint.net. This is what you're going to see here. Very simple. You're just going to go File, Save, change your type to DES, and we are going to just save it right here. Save it wherever you need to. This box is going to open up. All you need to do, it should be by default DT or DXT1. If not, change it to DXT1. Everything else should be default. And that's it right there. So we're going to close that. So now if I go back into my Blender, what we can do is, just for the sake of the tutorial, we'll get more in depth on this later in the video, but for now, we're just gonna go shader. I'll show you guys all this later in the video. All right, so now what you're gonna want to do is go over to your shader editor once you get to this part. All right, so here, like I said, you can skip this part. Actually, you know what? You got it. You got how to extract the DDS. So we're just gonna go into the next part. I'm not good at YouTube videos. This is really my first YouTube video, so bear with me. There's not a lot of tutorials on how to do this stuff, so I figured I'd make one and go into detail. All right, so we're going to Control Z, get our texture back. Okay. So now we're going to go through the process of how to actually get your model Fivem ready. Like I said, mine is made of 3 objects. Yours might be made of 1. If it's made of one, I'll go through that as well. I'll throw that in this video as well. Um, but for now, if you have multiple objects like this, we're just going to go through and show you how to do that. So what I like to do is I like to just go ahead and open up my shader editor. I'm going to open each one of these. And then you're going to have a, yours should, looks pretty similar to mine. It has the object. Then it's going to have the data type inside with your image texture. So what we're gonna have to do is get rid of the PNG texture if you have that. So we're just gonna go to each one. And we're just gonna get rid of them. Let me close this out of the way. We're just gonna get rid of them. It's gonna leave your model blank. Now, what you're gonna want to do is open your Solemns. Most of you should have that. If you don't, go download it. So we're gonna go to Drawable, Shader. Then you're gonna have a bunch of options here, like a shit ton. For me personally, I usually go normal spec or default. I'm gonna do normal spec for now. We're gonna do create shader. That's created a shader for this particular object. So it's gonna be all black for right now. And we're just gonna do that for each one. So the next object, create a shader, gonna go black, create shader, gonna go black. Now you're left with a black image or a black model. In your shader editor, this is what it'll look like for each of those objects now. It's a lot to look at, but it's really pretty straightforward. You're gonna go here to the diffuse sampler. You're gonna click the folder. You're gonna go to where you saved that DDS at, which for me was right here. So actually, yeah, this is my tutorial one. And you're just gonna open image. It's gonna put it's gonna put that DDS texture up there. It should already be unwrapped. If you unwrapped your model. As far as these, I don't have a spec sampler and I don't have a bump sampler. So I'm just gonna X those out. I'm not gonna cause any problems. All right, and then we're just gonna do it for the other ones now. So this one, my next one, I'm just gonna go to my DDS, the ones that I previously did. This is this one. And just like the same thing, I don't have a spec map or bump. So we're gonna get rid of those. And then the last one, just open up my other DDS file that I did. I believe it was this one. And that's it for that. All right, so now our model has textures again. Their textures are in the correct Fivem or GTA type. So that's good. I'm just gonna tidy up this. Just close those folders for now. If I were you, I would go ahead and at this point, if you haven't already, size your model to whatever you need it to be. Bigger, smaller. For me, I'm just gonna leave it like this since it's tutorial. Highlight it all with A once you've resized it. Then you're gonna do Control A. You're gonna do the rotation and scale. That's gonna set the rotation of it and the scale of it. If you don't do that, it could cause issues. All right. So next, once you have that, next step, like I said, this is for multiple. If you have multiple objects for one model, I'll do the single. Like if you only have one object, I'll show you guys how to do that as well. But for right now, for those who have multiple objects, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to highlight everything in your hierarchy. You're gonna want to come to Create Drawable Object. Make sure you click Auto Embed. We're gonna click that, and then we're gonna click Convert to Drawable. That's gonna tidy it up inside of a little folder here. Now you're gonna have a bound composite as well as your objects you had before. For me now, I like to go ahead and name this whole hierarchy here. So I'm just gonna call it Croc for now. Name it whatever you want. All right. Now in the bound composite, you're gonna have BVH files. So you're gonna want to open each of these, and each of those should have a poly mesh inside of it. All right. So now we are going to close drawables. We're going to go to collisions, flag presets. I set up a flag preset or a flag preset. You can just use GTA default or general default. It doesn't matter. I like to keep mine all in props, but uh, you can just do default for now if you want. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the bottom mesh, and we're just going to apply that flag. We're going to go to the BVH, apply the flag, poly mesh, flag, BVH, flag, poly mesh, flag, BVH, flag. So now all of these have this props flag, which is the same thing as the general default. So these right here all have this flag. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to each poly mesh, not the BVHs anymore. So poly mesh, create collision. It doesn't matter what you use here. I like to use plastic. It doesn't matter really. You can use any of them. So we're going to click plastic. Make sure you have poly mesh highlighted, and we're just going to convert to selected. Your model is going to start turning white. We can go to the next poly mesh, convert, and next poly mesh, convert. Your full model is white now, which is perfectly fine. It's what you want. All right. So now we are going to just minimize this folder. Now we're going to open this folder, these again. Also, before we go any further, before I forget as well, each of your textures here, your DDS textures that you did here. Once you go to them, you want to click on them, go back to your shaders, and you want to set all textures embedded for each one that you have. And that way you don't have any errors when exporting. Sometimes if you don't do that, your model will show up just like this right here in CodeWalker or OpenIV. But once you've embedded those, we're good. So we're going to go through each of these now because we're going to have to we're going to have to vex paint them or vertex paint them, sorry. So we're going to click here on the meta. We're going to go here. I use RGB. I always set mine to purple, which is 0.1. That's going to turn this purple. So when you have this highlighter right here, because once you click this, it's going to highlight this as well. So you'll click this, paint. Successfully painted. You're going to do the next one, paint. Next one, paint. And just like that, the prop is ready to go into Fivem. Almost. You still need your YTP, but I'm going to show you how to do that. So now we're going to go to the very top of the hierarchy. We're going to right click it, select hierarchy, export it, and then you're just going to export it wherever you want it. For me, mine is going in here because these are plushies. Going to say it's exported here. All right. CodeWalker. Make sure you have CodeWalker. You can use OpenIV, but I like CodeWalker better. So once you do that, wherever you put it, if you don't already have the folder open, you'll go File, Open, and then you'll open the folder where you saved or where you exported this, and it'll show up just like this as XML. What you want to do is edit mode. You want to have that on. You're just going to right click it, import XML, find where your XML is that you exported. So it's going to be whatever the name is, .ydr. We're going to open it. My bad. That is totally my fault. Pause. All right, I'm back. So yeah, I got this error. You probably won't get this error. I just got it because I didn't save my DDS in the same place that I saved my export here. But that's it. So I'm just gonna refresh again. As you can see, I saved it here now, so it should read it. So we're gonna, like I said, import XML. We're gonna find your YDR that you exported. We're gonna open it. As you can see, it opened it. So now if we double click it, there's our prop. just about ready for Fivem. We're gonna close this now. And now, super simple. Make sure you unhighlight everything. You're gonna click your very top of the hierarchy, just this one. Click it. You're gonna want to go to archetype, create YTP. You can name this whatever. I'm just gonna name it tutorial croc. You can name it whatever you want to. And then we are going to auto create this. Everything is fine here. I wouldn't touch anything here if you don't know what you're doing. The only thing I would change is the LOD distance and the HD textures. I like to put my LOD at 60 and my HD at 40. And then that's pretty much it. Export your YTYP to the same place you exported your YDR or your model. As you can see, if I go to Coworker, I'm going to refresh. Our YTYP is here. Same thing you did with this one. You're going to right click, import, click your YTYP, open it, and that's it. Now you have, I go to it here, plushies. As you can see, I have my other ones, but my YTYP is here, my YDR is here. Now they're ready for 5M. So now you should be good. Now I'm going to go over quickly. If you have a model that doesn't have a bunch of objects linked or that make one object, I'm going to show you quickly how to do that as well. I'm going to start a new Blender file here. Let me go over here because I have one saved. Let's see. We can just do this one. That's fine. I'm just going to throw mine in here. All right, as you can see, this is a one object model, nothing special about it. I'm going to show you how to get it 5M ready as well. You're going to basically start off doing the same thing we did as the other one. I showed you how to swap the PNG that's currently on it or that you have to a DDS. So I'm just going to do that really quickly. Actually, I shouldn't even have to. I already have one I believe downloaded. So we are going to drawable shaders. I'm just going to use a normal spec. It's all the same as the previous one. We're going to shader editor. Here, go to my DDSs, if I can remember which one it was here. DDS, and I believe it's this one. This is mine. It has them all. Okay, I don't have a spec or a bump, which is fine. You do not need it. Okay, 5M texture is ready to go on this one. We're going to close this. All right, now for this one, you're going to want to click. Make sure you tidy it up here, minimize it. So you want to click the main object. You're going to want to create drawable object. Make sure you click the auto embed, and we're going to convert that to a drawable. Go ahead and go to your model. Click your your image texture on it. Go back to your shader here. Make sure you set all textures embedded. Make sure you always do this. Once that's done, it's pretty much the same steps. We're going to go to the collision now that it has created for us. We're going to open the BVH. Now we have a poly mesh and a BVH here. So we're going to click poly mesh. We're going to go to collisions, flags. Like I said, you can create your own flag preset here, but mine is pretty much the same thing as general. I just like to have a props, want to keep it organized. If you don't have a one you made, just use general, it's fine. So with polymesh selected, we're going to apply the flag. Then we're going to click the BVH. We're going to apply that flag as well. And we're going to click back on polymesh. We're going to create collision material. Again, use anything you want. It doesn't matter here. I generally use plastic for mine. Don't ask me why. It's just a random one I chose and favorited, and I've used it ever since. So once you have polymesh selected and your collision material, you just convert to selected. It's going to turn white. That is perfect. That's what we want. Now we're going to minimize this collision drop down. We're going to go to our model. We're going to click your green triangle, which is your data. So, but your green triangle. So that's going to have both of these highlighted, a model and this one. While they're both selected, general, vertex paint, click the top one. RGB is what I use. We're going to do 0.1 for purple, and we're going to paint. That's painted. And now we're going to go back up here to the top one, right click it, select hierarchy, back to general here, export, export it wherever you would like. I'm just going to export it here. All right. So now to Code Walker, we're going to go over here, refresh. All right. Here's our YDR XML. We're going to import. We're going to find the YDR here, open it. It's going to open just like this. And you can open it. If yours is like this, if yours is facing not the way it's facing in Blender, that's because I made a mistake there again. Make sure you highlight your whole thing. Control A, scale and rotation. And now once you go back to export it, I'm just going to export it again. And if I go to Code Walker now, let's see, I'm going to delete that old one I just did that was face down. We're going to import again our plushie here. When we open it, now it's going to be standing straight up. Just like that. All right, almost done. Now we just got to get the YTYP for it. So make sure you unhighlight everything. Click the very top of the hierarchy. You're going to go down to archetype. You're going to create, you're going to press the plus button, do a YTYP, name it whatever you want. I'm just going to name it tutorial for now. Then you're going to do auto create from selective, and same thing like we did earlier. Make sure your HD is at 40 and your LOD is at 60. You can change it. You can play with those numbers. I like 40 and 60. It seems to be a good range. Once you have that, export your YTYP wherever you exported your model here. Just going to export it here. We're going to go into Code Walker, refresh it. Then our YTYP should show up here. Yeah, right here. We're going to right click it, import it. Come back in here, tutorial YTYP, open. And that's it. Now you have your model. It's exported and ready for Blender. And that's pretty much it, guys. Not too bad of a tutorial. It's really my first tutorial I've made, but I've had issues trying to find videos on how to make props Fivem ready and export them and everything like that. I mean, I've gone through it all. So I figured I'd make this tutorial. Hopefully it was educational. Hopefully you can learn. Hopefully you were able to follow along. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. I'll make sure to read them all. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will hopefully catch you in the next tutorial.